You know what's terrifying? Not failure. Not being broke. Not being rejected. Not starting over at the bottom with nothing but a name you're not even sure fits you anymore. What's truly terrifying is watching someone go completely silent and having no idea if they're dying or becoming. Because from the outside, it looks exactly the same. Here's what most people get wrong. They see someone who stopped posting, stopped explaining, stopped showing up to the conversations that used to define them, and they think, oh, they gave up. They assume the silence is shame. They assume it's defeat wearing a mask. But there is a category of human being, small, rare, quietly ferocious, for whom silence is not the sound of surrender. It is the sound of concentration. The sound of a person who finally stopped spending energy on being understood and redirected every single volt of it into becoming. And the world never sees them coming because the world forgot to watch. There is a moment, a specific moment. Maybe you've already lived it. Where life does something to you. Something you didn't ask for, didn't deserve, maybe didn't even survive cleanly. And you are forced to make a decision that no one can make for you. Do you explain what happened? Do you perform your pain for people who might validate it? Do you build a story around your wounds so that at least the suffering means something to someone? Or do you go underground? Do you let them think whatever they want to think and just walk? That moment, that split, is where character is not revealed. It is forged.
Most people will never know that moment exists. They'll go their whole lives leaking their energy into other people's opinions, performing grief, performing progress, performing healing without ever actually doing any of it. Because performance requires an audience, and becoming requires solitude. Going underground is not the same as giving up. Giving up is a conclusion. It's the period at the end of a sentence. It means you've decided the story is over. Going underground is a strategy. It's pulling yourself out of the noise so you can hear yourself think. So you can hear what's still alive in you underneath everything that just tried to kill it. It's the caterpillar who doesn't post a single update during the dissolution, who doesn't tweet from inside the cocoon, who doesn't host a live stream about the journey while their entire identity is being rebuilt at the cellular level. They just disappear. And then one day, without warning, there's something else entirely. Something no one was prepared for. Something no one could have predicted. Because no one was paying attention to the process. And that is the point. Let me tell you what happens in the dark when no one is watching. When there are no likes, no comments, no check-ins, no "I'm proud of you," no proof that any of it is working. You discover what you're actually made of. Not the version of yourself you've been selling. Not the identity stitched together from other people's expectations and your own early promises. The real thing. The thing underneath the thing. And it is harder than anything you've ever done. Because you have no applause to run toward. You have no deadline from someone else to create urgency. You have nothing but the internal signal. That quiet, stubborn, unkillable voice saying, "Not yet. Not done. Keep going." That voice, most people never hear it because they never get quiet enough. They fill every silence with distraction, every empty moment with content, every ounce of discomfort with the nearest numbing agent. And they grow, slowly, sideways, in the shape that the world has left for them. But you, the one sitting in the silence right now, you are not growing sideways. You are going vertical. You are going inward. And what is built inward cannot be taken. There will be a moment, I promise you this, when everything you've been carrying in silence will suddenly make sense. Not to other people, to you. You'll look back at the year that felt like punishment, the year you went dark, the year you lost the version of yourself you thought you needed. And you won't see wreckage. You'll see architecture. You'll see how every loss carved out space for something that could not have existed while the old things were still standing. You'll see how the silence wasn't abandonment. It was precision. How the people who left weren't losses. They were calibrations. How the ground you lost was never yours to stand on permanently.
You needed to fall, not because you deserved it, but because you needed the view from the bottom to understand how tall you were actually capable of standing. And standing there, looking back, you won't feel proud exactly. You'll feel aligned. Like something finally clicked into place that you didn't even know was dislocated. That moment is coming. But it doesn't come to people who perform the process. It only comes to people who live it. Now let me give you the warning no one else will. When you come out of the dark, when you step back into the light as something new, people will not clap. Some will be confused. Some will be skeptical. Some will be quietly threatened. Because your transformation is an indictment of their stagnation. Because your silence made them comfortable with a version of you that was smaller, more manageable. And this new version, this forged version, doesn't fit the box they built for you. So they'll push back. They'll question it. They'll call it ego, or arrogance, or you've changed. Let them. You didn't go through all of that to come back and shrink for their comfort. You went through all of that to become exactly this. And exactly this is non-negotiable. I don't know what you're carrying right now. I don't know how long you've been in the silence. But I know this. The fact that you're still here, still thinking, still fighting, means the story isn't over. It means the silence isn't a grave. It's a workshop. And what gets built in the dark, in private, in pain, with no applause and no audience, that is the only thing worth becoming. Stay forward.